Hi, I'm Eric D'Amato.
And I'm gonna bonk out the meat with my skull hammer.
You're gonna beat that meat, Gio?
I'm gonna beat that meat. I'm
Beat
gonna hack
that
and whack
meat.
and slap.
Beat that meat. Beat that meat.
I got some meat that can't be beat.
I'm so sorry.
That's
Well,
the best way.
happy Halloween. It's still remake month, obviously, and we're doing the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 2003, which was the first of the big slasher remakes.
The Texas Roadhouse chicken.
Now I just want Patrick, like, the Leatherface is gonna kill Jessica Biel, and then Patrick Swayze shows up and kicks him in the face. Or even better, Peter Griffin shows up, kicks him in the face, and says, Roadhouse.
That's a hell of an amalgam of characters. Yeah, we're going to be watching Texas
After
Chainsaw.
picking up a traumatized young hitchhiker, 5 friends find themselves stalked and hunted by a deformed, chainsaw-wielding loon and his family of equally psychopathic killers. It's an hour and 38, not bad. It's got 6.2. It has a Metascore, but that shit does not matter.
Is this better or worse rated than the last one we watched, than Friday the 13th?
It's better rated than Friday the 13th.
Yeah, okay, so then that means it's also about the ssame as...
It's still
Nightmare?
somehow worse rated than Nightmare.
What?
I don't know.
That's dumb.
People like the Nightmare on Elm Street remake because even though I've never heard anyone like it.
That's big stupid.
It is big stupid. But without further ado, let's watch this fucking legend.
Vroom vroom.
Chainsaw time. Do you want to do the quote the Chainsaw Man song?
No, I'd rather just do the chainsaw dance.
All right.
Woo!
Tell me how much you love me.
How much?
That much. That much?
This much.
That much.
Hey, are you okay?
They're all dead. The bad man.
I'm gonna have to call the cops, I guess.
Excuse me!
What the hell was that?
What?
I just saw something.
All right, that's it. If somebody's out there, just come on out!
What is that? The hitchhiker. What were they all doing here?
What the hell are you doing in my house?
You're all gonna die.
He's killing him!
Who's killing who?
What's wrong with you people?
Oh, my.
There goes Thomas with his pecker in his hand. He's a chainsaw man and he's off to the rodeo.
Mr. Thomas Hewitt ready to do some barbecuing
Yep.
with his dingle dongle.
The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. Anyway, yeah, this was fun. I really liked it.
Yeah, it was
So
pretty
far,
good. It was okay.
they've been getting better.
Well, I have said this in like almost every horror movie franchise, except for the ones where, this isn't applicable, obviously. But the heroes in this are fucking stupid.
They're well, the dumbest hero was also the most successful.
Yeah.
Because that's Ash Williams.
But that's like his stupidity. It was like more insanity than stupidity. Which, you know, you have to be crazy to be brave.
Yeah.
But
he is a Gryffindor. I'll give you I'll give you each 5 points for sheer dumb luck.
Mm-hmm.
So this is for some reason set in the 70s.
Yeah, right?
So it's set 1973, like the original.
Smoking a fuck ton of weed.
I think the original was 74.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we get this like cool black and white. They're investigating the murder scene.
Right.
That we have the same like camera sound, like really, you know, that really eerie camera sound from the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
We have that too, which is a nice touch.
Yeah, of course.
And they're talking about, oh, there are 5 people, and we found this house, and everything was horrifying. And then we cut to some people driving through Texas in a van, blasting "Sweet Home Alabama."
Yeah, it's fucking why?
Because Wonderwall hasn't been written
Wonderwall
yet.
wasn't around yet. Okay, fair.
Though they do mention Freebird.
Yeah, they were like.
I don't think they got the rights to
We got
Freebird.
tickets to fucking Leonard Skinner. They better play Freebird. Those tickets better be worth it.
You play Freebird.
Yeah. It's like we paid the fucking top dollar for those tickets. You better fucking play Freebird.
Devil's Night greeting cards.
So yeah, like they're driving around.
There's,
First, we also start with like the narration of like the 5 youths.
Yeah.
They went into the house of horror.
I'm sorry.
Here's
What? I'm
footage from
I'm
it.
sorry. What is a Ute?
Ute. 5 Utes. Yeah, I'm reckon they're Utes.
I would say that. I did say that. I'm asking, would you say that?
Yes, I would.
So
yes, you do.
there's the boring main chick. There's Final Girl, played
Yes.
by Jessica Biel.
Uh-huh.
There's her boyfriend,
Yes, it could be.
who's driving and looks like a douchebag.
He is a douchebag.
There's a nerd. There's 2 people,
Everyone. Spoilers. Everyone in
Everyone's
this movie's a fucking douchebag.
but there are 2 people
Mm-hmm.
just inches away from straight up fucking in the back of this van.
They basically were.
And then there's one like, oh, dude, you know how many STDs you can get?
People like you get STDs like 1 in 3 times if they fuck or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks like Daniel Radcliffe does in the Weird Al movie, this kid.
Kinda. He's got the hair.
Like, if this wasn't 2003 and Daniel Radcliffe was 14 at the time, I would have, like, checked IMDb like, is that that fucking Daniel Radcliffe?
Nah, he'd be singing I Love Rocky Road. And he'd be a way better actor.
Yeah.
So,
he'd be fucking a horse on stage.
a live horse on stage. As Daniel Radcliffe hard to do. So, they see like, they start smoking a bunch of fucking kush. They start talking about this fucking pinata full of 2 pounds of kush.
It's like they're passing the weed around, and then Jessica Biel takes it and throws it out the window like a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, what the and they're like, they're rightly so, like, what the fuck was that for?
Yeah.
Like, hey, it's okay, we got 2 pounds. Don't tell me you didn't go to Mexico to buy weed. Yeah, Gio was like, 2 pounds! And they have this, like, pinata horse full of weed.
Yeah, because they got it from Mexico, so of course they put it up in
From a honky tonk down in Mexico.
It's fucking whack, man.
Tobacco is wacky.
Wackest tobacco.
Wacky tobacco.
The wackest tobacco.
So, Wackus Tabacus sounds like some, like, Roman general guy. I am Wackus Tabacus.
I'm Spasticus Autisticus.
I am Biggest Dickus.
I'm Spasticus Autisticus, okay?
So they're driving around. They pick up this, they pick, not a hitchhiker, because she doesn't want to get into the car.
Right.
But they pull over and force her to get in the car, because she's, like, wandering around like a zombie.
She looks fucking half dead.
Yeah. Her eyes aren't open.
It's horrifying.
Her eyes are not open.
Right.
So they get her in the car. She's like, "You're going the wrong way," and then she shoots herself in the head.
Well, like yeah,
Well, she opens her legs, and there's blood all over her.
Yeah.
And she blows her head off with a snub nose.
Yeah, like they get to Blair meatpacking plant.
They pass Blair Meat Co. Yeah.
Yeah, and well, like no, they park there because she's like stop the car, whatever, blah blah, blah, freaking out, and then she like pulls a fucking snub nose revolver out her cooch and blows her fucking face off. Blows a fucking big ass hole in her face.
That's an accurate description of what happens, and also like fucks the back windshield up.
Well, yeah, a big fucking bleeding hole right in the middle of it.
And Gio wants to know why they didn't dump her.
Yeah,
like,
they drive around with her for 3 fucking hours.
Yep.
In the back seat of the car with nothing but newspaper over her fucking bleeding skull.
They go to this.
It's fucking dumb.
They go to this like gross ass gas station, run by this old lady.
That was I think before.
Yeah, this is once the girl's dead. The girl's already dead at this point.
Yeah.
That's why they stopped there to use the phone. It's full of some grody looking meat.
They go. We should dump the body. No, it's like they ask like, why haven't we dumped the body yet? It's like the smartest question anyone could possibly ask.
It's funny because they leave that place and they go to this like mill thing.
Yeah. Where test.
And they find and they're like, all right, let's put it to a vote. And so 3 of them are like, yeah, let's dump the body. So Jessica Biel has a hissy fit. So I guess they can't be smart now. You know, it's funny. Jessica Biel's supposedly the smart one, but it's her goddamn fault that anyone's in this situation. Because if they had just ignored her, Dude Bro deals with not getting any for a few weeks, dump the girl out of the truck, and fuck off.
Not even.
And they'd all be okay.
Not only that, but it's like her inaction causes like 3 of her friends to just die.
Horribly.
Like, all 3 of them are fucked.
So they look
because
around,
of her inaction.
They find a little goblin boy with teeth.
Yeah, he's a fucking most like weird, like useless. He's like the Gollum. He's like useless Gollum in this film.
He looks like the Gollum game Gollum almost.
A bit, yeah.
Though, interestingly, he does face turn. This kid does a face turn. I mean, it may have been part of extending the game. Who knows?
He kind of also like he doesn't look like as much as like Gollum as he should, but more than he should as well. But like yeah, he could have been like more like impactful.
So they find this house. Yeah. And they go to the house to ask to use the phone.
They do. They go to the house.
There's a guy with no legs.
Yeah, and he's like in a wheelie chair with a dog on his lap. And like they're knocking on the door. They're like, "Excuse me, are you the sheriff?" And he goes, "Do I look like this fucking sheriff?" And she's like, I can't see you, so I don't know. It's like, yeah, the guy's like fucking obviously not the sheriff though. Like he's just fucking like in this wheelchair in this fucking whacked out house.
True. But they can't tell it's whacked out from the exterior.
Yeah, but it's not his fucking day off or some shit.
Yeah, I don't think the sheriff gets a day off.
They're like, it's like fucking maybe like, I want to say like
2 in the afternoon.
Yeah, like 3 in the afternoon. In the middle of a fucking hick-ass town. Not even a hick-ass town,
and
in the middle of the fucking nowhere.
And this is like a really, really small, like small township, right? Yeah. And they don't have a police, they have like a sheriff's department. Mm-hmm. And in these small areas, that one sheriff has at least 3 fucking towns to manage. Right. He would not be at home with his thumb up his ass.
I don't know. In this day and age, maybe.
This was the 70s.
Yeah.
So they, she looks around the house.
Yeah.
Dude Bro's not allowed in, but she goes in.
Yeah, because they want to try to isolate them because everybody's in cahoots.
She places the call, but while she's placing the call, interestingly, a sheriff does show up.
Mm-hmm. But it's not the sheriff. It's a guy that looks like a sheriff.
It's a sheriff cosplayer. It's a cop player.
It's a guy cosplaying McCree.
Actually, no,
That's too fucking accurate, actually.
he's more cosplaying Rick from The Walking Dead, but badly.
You know about the guy that McCree's named after?
I know there's like this FMV shooting game called Mad Dog McCree.
No, but do you know about the guy that
No.
McCree in Overwatch is named after?
No, I don't.
Okay, so he was fired from Blizzard for like
Being
sexual misconduct.
Of course.
So they had a petition to rename the character. It's fucking bad. So
Talking about sexual misconduct, the guy the wheelchair guy, he's emptying his colostomy bag.
yeah.
So he calls her like Jessica Biel to help him get back in his chair, and he cops like several feels of her ass as she's doing this. But the cops like
yeah.
they're wrapping the girl who's still in the back of the car, the dead girl. They wrap her in fucking.
Wrapped in plastic.
But who did kill Laura Palmer?
Get Laura Palmer. Christian ass.
And then Jessica Biel falls asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Then she wakes up in a room with red curtains, and this little dude dances out.
The midget dances up to her.
I have good news. The gum you like is going to come back in style. Where I'm from, the birds sing a pretty song,
Swooshing around.
and there's always music in the air. I am the arm.
I am
And
the arm.
And I go like and I sound like this.
Okay, fine.
Season 3 of Twin Peaks is awful.
I love season 3.
Terrible.
I know how horrible it is.
So they leave. The cop takes the body and fucks off.
Mm-hmm. The sheriff,
Sheriff.
quote unquote.
And boyfriend goes and explores the house.
What's his name again?
Kepler.
Kepler or whatever.
And then a door he's looking around a room.
Mm-hmm.
He gets jump scared by a chicken.
Yes.
There's some pigs running around. The chicken laughs at him.
Uh-huh.
Fucking bitch chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Then a door opens, Leatherface shows up, grabs him, and brings him to the basement.
It's like this part honestly. It's like, okay, yeah, makes sense.
He hits him right in the noggin with a sledgehammer.
Bonks him in the noodle.
Binkus bonkus.
Because bonkus noodleless.
It's great. And it's like, hey, I called the sheriff. He's on his way.
Oh, we
The
just
sheriff?
saw the sheriff.
Huh. Interesting.
Moving on.
We see Leatherface's unsanitary workshop because it has like standing water up to the ankles.
I really like it. It's aesthetic.
He's sewing little things.
He's crocheting that.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, he is.
Kinda. Don't give the fucking audience false hope, marriage. He kind of is, okay? Not 100%.
He has severed heads set up, and he's serving them tea.
Yes.
I am not Leatherface. I am Mrs. Nesbit.
I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees. And for some fucking reason, they're speaking Vietnamese.
It's better than them speaking French like they do here.
Oh, jeez.
So they're like, all right, let's leave. No, my boyfriend's still out there, and the nerdy guy Owen Wilson and the not Owen Wilson and the
Owen
chick are
Wilson.
like, okay, we don't care. That's his fucking problem.
For real.
So Jessica Biel takes the keys, and so she and not Owen Wilson go to sneak around the house, and
he gets his leg chopped off.
yeah,
right?
he chases through. There's a chase through the.
Oh yeah. Also, there's like a possum in the locker near the beginning of the movie.
Yeah,
when they find the creepy kid.
And they're all terrified of this one possum.
I like it.
I find it like because you can like I'm from a small town in the country. We laugh at people who are afraid of a possum.
I'm from a part of the world where I poke dead bodies with sticks, just like this creepy kid does.
Also sets up a stick to constantly honk their horn.
I come from a place where we honk dicks.
But they're yelling at wheelchair guy.
Yeah.
And then Leatherface bursts through the door. Says, "Oh yeah!"
Pretty much.
So then chases him through the. There's a really cool scene where he chases him through the laundry.
Yeah.
Then takes his leg off and then takes him downstairs, rams him onto a hook, takes a handful of salt onto the stump. It's like, oh, you didn't need to do him like that, man.
He does though. He also wraps it like with paper, so like it's a fucking it's a slab.
Yeah, because they're butchers.
Yeah, a slab of beef, bro.
Also, they're called the Hewitts because to hew things is a verb that means to cut violently.
In Greek, cut is skio.
So the Greek. So if there's the Greek text, the Greek Chainsaw Massacre, it would be called I am Pietro Skio.
Yeah, kind of. Peter Skio. Peter Skio.
I am Suka Bliet.
That's a Russian.
I am Malaka Skio.
There we go.
Fuck cutter.
We call G-strings shit cutters.
So the cop comes back the very next day. The cop comes back, thought it was a gunner. Basically harasses nerdy guy.
Oh yeah, he goes full Metal Jacket, bro.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, the sheriff is the guy from Full Metal Jacket.
Of course he is.
Yeah. And he's probably like best actor in this whole film.
He's really good.
Yeah. Yeah, he goes like full on, just like fucking like, show me your war face, son, but like psychotic. Like
this is the second movie we reviewed with him in it.
Yeah.
He played himself in Frighteners.
There you go. He's a good dude, honestly. I really like him.
Private Pile.
Yeah, Private Pile. So like
he would be proud of the monster Private Pile became in New York City.
Yeah, I think so.
Slamming a dude's head in their car door.
You clown like old people, fuck, you know that come from.
I like to imagine like every time like Kingpin in Daredevil.
Yeah.
Or Hawkeye does this act of horrifyingly brutal violence. He's just thinking of being screamed at by this drill sergeant.
Yep.
So,
yeah, like he tells fucking dude,
put the gun.
Morgan, yeah, show me how she shot herself. In the
and then he's like, oh, okay. He puts the gun, obviously with the finger far away from the trigger. Ain't never heard of no one shooting himself without that finger on the trigger. So he turns the gun around and aims it at the cop.
And he's like, go ahead and shoot me. He's like, you shoot me, you're gonna all be like,
and like
charged with murder and accomplice.
Hippie chick with the cowboy boots is like, don't shoot him in the fucking head. Jessica Biel's like, don't do it. Everyone's screaming at him. The cop's screaming at him like, shoot me, you fucking pussy. And so he shoot, click. Oh, no bullets. Think I'm fucking stupid, Hans?
Spoilers, they are.
Yeah, they're all stupid.
So
they cuff him.
Yeah, he cuffs him. He fucking drives him to the house. Fucking brings him inside. What's after that? Oh yeah. We see Leatherface sewing up the mask.
Yep.
With fucking dude's face.
Because Leatherface does show up with the dude's face on, and it's hilarious.
Honestly, it looks really good. It shouldn't look that good.
You know what he looks like?
What?
He looks like the not the guy with the not Bubbles, but the main guy from Trailer Park Boys.
Randy?
Yeah, it looks like Randy from Trailer Park Boys.
A bit.
I'm surprised that face did become a meme. All right, yeah, a third one has this, but. Fortunately, at least, I checked next week's episode, the last episode of these that one's fine, the others are fine. It's all good. But, frick, sorry about this, guys. This part's also going to be really easy to summarize. It's the big final chase. They run out of the... She runs, she meets the quote-unquote tea lady. These are members of the Hewitt family. There's a kind of weird woman who has a baby. We find out the baby's not hers. They seem nice, but they're really just delaying her so Leatherface can come kill her. She does escape from them, but she only realizes it because they do call the cops, but the cop they kill is the cop from before, who she knows is part of the Hewitt family. We don't have a dinner scene this movie, which is fortunate because I'm glad it's not a complete rehash. It's more running through the woods from Leatherface. She gets into this another factory area with some lockers. She hides in one, and he does find her. He doesn't find her. She escapes. She tries hiding in the van. The van, which, as we mentioned, has the guy I can't remember his name. Newman. Paul Newman. Not Paul Newman. The Mad Magazine character. Someone Newman. Why can't I remember this? But he gets chainsawed through. More running. She hits him in the leg. More chasing. A lot of chasing in this movie. It's really the last bit of it is just her running from Leatherface. And she eventually does escape. And we see the cops investigating the. She gets on a truck like in the original. And we see the cops investigating the workshop and the crime scene and everything while filming, and then something which is clearly Leatherface lunges out the camera, and then we get the credits. I did really like this one. I can't decide whether or not I like it more than the original, because it feels more like its own thing than a lot of other remakes. I find it's changes. I'm not sure if I'd set in the 70s again. Like I don't feel it needs to be set in the 70s. I'm glad Franklin was cut though technically he was cut in the original too. Hey. It's a fun movie. It's unfortunately it was the big driving force kicking off the whole remake epidemic back in the early 2000s. But I can't really blame a movie for what it caused. For example, I personally cannot stand Scream, but it's one of the reasons I don't like it is not that it kicked off Scary Movie, because even though I freaking hate the Scary Movie franchise, I can't really blame Scream for that, even though, well, it's like I can't blame Anne Rice for Twilight, even though she did kind of inspire it. But, fortunately next week, I don't have to do one of these recaps. Good entry in the series. I do recommend watching it if you haven't. Happy Halloween, and see you next week for the last episode. Bye. Not last episode of Halloween, not last episode of Mindbreakers. Don't worry. Or sorry, which either fits. Ciao.